The Boston Red Sox hit the field looking to get back on top of the American League East. We're breaking down every pitch all season long on Obi's Backstop Podcast, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network. Do you have a 401k and some savings for future retirement, but don't even know if it's enough to live off of? How much is enough? How often are you thinking about it? The team at JPEX Financial Group can help set your mind at ease. We specialize in creating strategies in the planning and managing of your financial, educational, and investment needs. We help clients pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal, tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful, and open relationships are the foundation of our practice. You've worked hard for your money and should feel confident in your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Your goals are our goals. We are dedicated to your needs and hopes for your future. Visit our website and give us a call at 860-430-5397. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. JPEX Financial Group, LLC is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. JPEX Financial Group is located at 78 Eastern Boulevard, Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Hello, and welcome back to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. It is the HHWShow podcast presented by Clovercrest. You can visit our website at hhwshow.com, listen to your favorite podcast platform, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is the Hard Hitting Sunday Talk, and yes, it's about WrestleMania Day 1 and the outlook of Day 2. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself, Obi Muniz, with Hector V. What's up, my man?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Day 1 was spectacular. Oh, I should say stupendous, because each match got better and better and better. What was your favorite take on your favorite match of Saturday?
Man, there was a lot to choose from, but if I have to pinpoint it, I think it's Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. I think they really brought it down. I mean, that to me was worthy of being the main event for night 1. But I know that was kind of overshadowed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. But yeah, those two ladies, they took it to the woodshed with each other.
Man, I like Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I think that match was fantastic. Slow start, middle action, and then on top of everything else, I loved it. And then my second one I gotta say was Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I mean, for one, I know the rumors are out there, but me not paying attention to the rumors, I felt that pop, that sensation, like, oh my God, it's really happening. And by all means, Cody Rhodes did not miss a beat the way he was in AEW, and the way he took his brother's signature moves, his dad's little funky moves, and everything else, and put it all in one. And Seth Rollins, man, he's a champ. He really like how do I explain that he made Cody Rhodes better, if
Yeah.
you want, if you know what I mean. And I thought it was stupendous all the way around each match. There was some flaws, okay,
Yes. Yes.
some flaws into a lot of video package in between matches. I mean, somebody counted that it was over 37 minutes, and those 37 minutes we could have squeezed in 20 minutes of Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods versus
Mhm.
Sheamus and Rich
Rich Holland.
Holiday, which
Yep.
never happened.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully we get to see them tonight. I mean, especially Sheamus, if anybody, he's deserving of a WrestleMania moment, even if it's on the, in the beginning of the kickoff show, whatever. He's done so much for the business, won many titles. Why not have him on the show? You know what I'm saying? And try to give these young guys like Holland and Butch, some exposure time, especially with them moving up from NXT to the WWE main roster. Give them some WrestleMania exposure. It'd be good for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm not going to shy away everything else because you know w- we could get on about why we didn't see any matches during the kickoff show. We
Yeah.
could go on, but a plan was in place. They executed it, and we just hope that today will be a lot better. And they too have a lot to catch up. They need a lot because you had Stand and Deliver for NXT that started early in the afternoon. You had day one that popped everything. And then what will day two do? All right. That I'm just curious about that. And special shout out to SCW Steve, the
What's up,
wrestling
Steve?
channel. What's happening, guys? Heck of a Mania weekend so far. Stupendous even. Favorite matches last night were Bianca and Becky and Cody versus Seth. Are we ready for tonight? I'm going to need some caffeine. You're definitely right because he's 5 hours ahead from our time. So I know I was already almost into the Z Monster was getting to me in the last
Right.
5 minutes of the show. I could only imagine the people in Europe experiencing the same way.
Yeah.
But before we get into the recap, what happened in WrestleMania, uh, I want to go back to the Hall of Fame because, as you know, the takeaway is really our bread and butter of our show. And no other than the Undertaker, man. He was fabulous. It was a wonderful speech, probably the best speech and probably all of Hall of Fame history. Uh, we didn't need to know all of the background as to what they did to make it fun on their road trips and stuff, right? But the most important thing that I got out of there are three things, and it's very, very important. He's talking about sacrifice. He's talking about the mental signature moves he had to go through to carry on in his 30-year career. And I like to start with the first quote of him real quick. And he mentioned, you cannot live your life what mom and dad want you to do. You cannot live your life doing what your teammates want you to do. You cannot live your life for another one other than you. So he was mentioning that with his talk with his brother. Okay. When he mentioned that, how do you feel about that, Hector?
I absolutely agree. I mean, when growing up in your household, your mom and dad wants the best for you. You know what I'm saying? But for his parents to say, what they want him to do in life, it sounds like, it's just out for themselves. You grow up, got to find your own path in life. And you're right. He's right. You cannot live for any for you. You cannot live your life for anyone but yourself. You're the one that's making this career path, this career choice, and you're the one that got to live with it. Nobody else. People can give you suggestions and what they think you should do or ought to do, but at the end of the day, it's what you want to do because you have to live with that life, all for the rest of your life. So I think it makes perfect sense what his brother was saying. So his brother gave him good advice. I believe so.
I wish I had that same advice, and I learned things the hard way myself because when you go and you go out your way on your own, right? You're living your life. You got to find your identity.
Yeah.
You have to be accountable for all your actions, and you got to learn from your failures. And if you listen to everybody else, you're never going to be able to learn from those mistakes. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you got to set your own path, guide yourself in, and if it doesn't work out, keep trying, find another way.
Yeah.
Um, I like that because that really hit hard from here, right straight to the heart. Another thing he had mentioned was perception is reality. The reality is people will judge on your actions, and I had to put a little asterisk there that we learn things the hard way. You know, actions do matter, and it's for him. He was talking about his early career where Vince McMahon had to tell him perception's reality, and it's true. Everything that we do, whether it's in person or online, whatever, any little thing that you do that's in public, people are going to be will judge of that. All right. If you want to be a bully, people are gonna know you as a bully. You know, as far as the Undertaker, he realized his mistakes and he said, you know what, I need to change. I need to do this better. And look at him. He is a role model to professional wrestling across the whole entire platform.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy about when you hear the word perception is reality. Because we perceive the world through our own eyes. And the reality. Well, yeah, you're right. People are going to judge you because again, it goes back to what his first quote. If you don't do things the way people say that you should do it, then they want to judge you. Oh, well, you didn't do it, and look what happened. It failed. Okay, well that's fine. I have to be able to fail in order to succeed. Not one great invention that we deal with today was created on the first try. Everything came with failure. Okay, in order to succeed, you have to fail, and that's just life. That goes with anything that we do. So yeah, it's true. He may have been judged, but look where he's at now, on top of the Mount Rushmore of the WWE or of wrestling in altogether. Because
Absolutely.
honestly, yes, I'm an Undertaker fan, but it took him to do what he did for me to become that fan. Okay, and honestly, I don't know how arguably it could be, but I think his character is probably the best character of all time, and we had some great characters. You know what I'm saying? But
We definitely have some great characters, but
yeah,
no one that lasted that long for 30 plus years.
yeah,
Last one was, and this is the quote from his dad that he told him. The funny part was when he asked him if he was paying his taxes. You make it means end. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like again, I mean, I feel like my parents used to question me, be like, "Hey, are you doing this? You doing that?" It's like they want to make sure that we are living our lives better than them, and they're always worried. But the quote that I love the most is this: the toes that you step on the way to the top are connected to the same ass you'll have to kiss on the way down. Now, by far, I laughed so hard when I heard that because one, it is so true. Very true. Now, the point of that quote was this is about treat people with respect.
hmm
You never know. You could be the greatest champion of all time. You could be anything that you want to be, right? But at the end of the day, treat people with respect because you never know. You never know how a difference you make for someone else. And then again, I always say this: you never know who's going to be your next boss, and
exactly.
it doesn't matter if you are the boss. Even the boss has a boss, no matter what. You could be the CEO like Vince McMahon of WWE, and guess what? He still has a boss in reality, and people be like, well, how can that be? Trust me, there's no person that rules anything around here. That's all about checks and balances. And that's why it's important. Respect one another. We're not trying to say kiss ass or anything else like that. But if you respect others, other people will respect you.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that's why he had so much respect, you know, for everybody. And then when he got to that level, people started respecting him because he stood humble. He didn't think of himself above anything, especially he didn't think of himself above the business. No matter how great he made that character, there's always room to learn. My dad always taught me, no matter how old you are, you can still learn something. If you go a day without learning, then you wasted a day. You should be able to learn something, even if it's the smallest little thing in life. And I think that's what he did. And when he got to that level, he started teaching the young guys like the Edge and the John Cena's. You see what I'm saying? And next thing you know, he's in the ring with these guys, helping them, putting them over. You know what I'm saying? And that what made his character even greater. Like, wow, okay, John Cena or Edge beat The Undertaker. Well, it's because The Undertaker is helping them learn the business, because one day they're going to be in those shoes. So yeah, I feel like he didn't step on any toes, because he wasn't about to kiss our ass going down that ladder. So yeah, I mean, he got some great advice there, and I think he took it to heart. And look where he's at now, one of the most respected WWE legends.
By far, I say he's number one. But
Yeah.
still to come, we're going to go ahead and talk about WrestleMania Day 1 and then the outlook of Day 2. So check out this little quick video before we prep for our next segment. All right, man. It's WrestleMania Day 1 yesterday, and but by far, it was fabulous, stupendous, and the word stupendous. I think everyone's now understanding the meaning of it. But they started off with the Usos and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, but this match turned out to be short than expected. Boogs suffered a knee injury, and I know that Michael Cole was explaining it later down in the show about what he has suffered. But if it's true and everything else that he did mess up his knee, it might take him at least 4 to 8 weeks to recover. Sad to say that this match, it was living up to its hype, and the way that happened, Boogs was trying to carry both the Usos on his back, and that's how he ended up with his injury. And the Usos, they did an alternate signature move on Shinsuke Nakamura for the win. So they remained as tag team champions. The next match was King Corbin and King Corbin. What am I saying? Oh my God. Here we go again. This guy always kills me, man. All these name changes. Happy Corbin losing to Drew McIntyre. Did you like the way Drew swung that sword and just cut the ropes?
Man, we cut those two first ropes, and then when it hit the third one, that sword literally just bent way he swung it so hard. I was like, oh my God.
Man, I definitely don't want to be on the other side of that sword. Man. But yeah, that was a wrap there. I mean, great match and stuff. But we all knew Drew was gonna win that match. So there he is, the Furious One. Which come to remind you, look, if he won that match, what could be next for Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, maybe, I hate to say it, but maybe another title shot. I mean, if he's on a roll, I mean, what else could you put him in, on the roster of SmackDown? I mean, I think this whole thing with Corbin is over with. I don't think you should go on with that.
Well, we said that the last couple of pay-per-views, and look what happened. But there still is WWE WrestleMania Backlash that's coming up on the next pay-per-view. But I would like him to challenge either Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns, to be honest with you. I really do. But there's a message from Steve, which Boogs a speedy recovery. I feared for him in recent matches with his in-ring style. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. But that just comes with learning your lesson, right?
Yeah.
Just like what we talked about earlier. Hey, you deal with your failures and you bounce back and do something else. So I think he'll be just right. The tag team match with the Mysterios, The Miz and Logan Paul. The Miz ended up winning. Actually, Logan Paul got the pin, right? but it was the Miz that for some odd reason he got jealous, and then he ended up doing his own signature move on Logan Paul. What was that for? Was it called for?
You can't trust the Miz, man. You cannot do anything around him and expect some kind of friendship. He's out for himself, man, and he's proven that his whole time he's been in the WWE. That's why he's a two-time Grand Slam champion, because he knows how to weasel his way. And if you read Logan Paul's lips, he goes, "What was that for?" Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think this is over with between these two by
No,
far.
because the aftermath of the interview backstage, he had a lot to say. Of course, a lot of it was cut out because of his profanity. But it doesn't look like it's going to be ending soon. I think he's going to stick around for another month, but we shall see there.
Yeah,
One of the best matches I saw was Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, and congratulations to Bianca for winning the Women's Raw Championship. Uh, she's you could compare her to the rest, man. I think she's the seventh one, if I'm not mistaken, that's actually won both belts. I might have to double check my count, but she's one of the elite that's be able to won Raw and SmackDown championship belts.
yeah,
But it was I was wrong, man. I picked Becky Lynch. I thought it was more fire for Becky Lynch because she got her hair cut on SmackDown. So and I
yeah.
thought, you know what? Yeah, I changed my mind. I should have just stuck with my original pick on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I did go for Becky too, but once, I think it just started making sense the minute Belair came out with the band, and then it was like, okay, this something tells me this is going to go her way. Then when the bell rang, everything just started looking like panic mode for Becky Lynch. She tried to end this real quick, like she did at SummerSlam. She was in desperation mode, trying to do everything she could. Then I knew right then and there it was a wrap. This match was going back to Bianca, and she was going to become champ, which I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm not. I know I didn't go for her, but I'm really proud of her, and I'm happy for her. She deserves it, and now we'll probably see that title defended a whole lot more, since Becky really didn't do too much with it, but just kind of hover over it. So
We'll see. I mean,
yeah,
she has a list that people want. There's a list of people that they want a taste of Bianca, but
yeah,
we'll get there on Tuesday. But as far as everything else is concerned, I mean, Bianca was fabulous, man. I mean, this match went back and forth. I could have gone anyway, and that's what I like about matches like that, because even within the match there was a story to tell, and a lot of it. So, but I thought Becky Lynch was gonna win just because Trish Stratus been mentioning so much on social media about her. The tables turn. So I'm gonna tell you right now, breaking news. It's not breaking news. I'm gonna say it is a dream match to come. Bailey versus Trish Stratus. And the only reason I say that, if you pay attention to social media, Trish Stratus was doing the signature on the crowd. The crowd asked her to say Bailey sucks, and she went with it. Bailey sucks. Bailey sucks. And of course, Bailey didn't keep her mouth shut. She started responding. Now, we haven't seen Becky Lynch or Trish Stratus on WrestleMania. Could it be that when they come out, because she's there, both those stars are there as we speak in Dallas. So was not to say that Monday might Raw after WrestleMania that something might happen. I'm just saying, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
yeah,
So
possible.
yeah, Seth Rollins had a match, but we didn't know until the time had come, and the time did come, and there he is. Cody Rhodes returns to WWE, the first ever to do that from AEW back to WWE. And he was victorious. What a spectacular match. I keep saying spectacular, but I need to start saying stupendous. But this guy, I mean, he was truly, truly a superstar last night.
Yeah, I mean, him going by the nickname of the American Nightmare, kind of opposite of his dad, the American Dream. I think that kind of fits him. For me personally, I thought there was a couple of botches going on in this. I think mainly from Cody Rhodes. Looked like maybe Seth Rollins had to pick it up, But if you really paid attention to Cody, it looked like he had a little bit of WWE ring rust,
Mm.
and trying to make a couple of moves. But overall, it was a
I
good
know
match.
exactly what you mean, because there was one that Seth Rollins was on top of him, but he meant to lift his body up to do a turnaround, but he
Hmm.
wasn't able to. But yeah, Seth Rollins helped them out, man. They both
Yeah, yeah,
rolled over and everything else, and it's expected. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's just getting them dust off and everything else, and
But it took a lot to put Seth Rollins away. He had to hit his finishing move about 4 or 5 times just to put him away.
yes,
Seth
the
Rollins is
3 in
resilient.
a row.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Seth Rollins is very
Actually, I think he
resilient.
did it 5 times. Twice he still kicked out, and then the last one was 3 in a row, and that was a wrap. And the thing is, he just did it so simultaneously. It was no breaks, no nothing,
Yep.
and the crowd was on their feet. The
Yeah.
crowd was loving it. I mean, they gave him the most heartwarming welcome back than anything else. And he did make a comment afterwards backstage of how he felt, and it's very touching, man. So, like I said, man, big ups to Cody Rhodes for making this happen, and we'll see what happens after that and see if that storyline will continue.
I hope
I'm
so. I
just
don't think he's
curious.
over with.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious about
Yeah.
that. He wasn't ready. That's what I said. I was like, I wasn't ready. I didn't know, but you knew. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Even the commentators mentioned that. But the SmackDown title remains the same. Uh Man, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, I thought that Ronda Rousey actually was gonna win this match. I did pick Charlotte Flair, but the way it ended, I was like, man, it got a bad taste in my mouth. Oh man.
You know,
So
at times, especially in the beginning of the match, it looked like everything was real. Like they were really throwing, real blows. Nothing was scripted. It's like, and that you can expect that from Charlotte Flair. It seemed like, whether it's scripted or not, she like really has animosity towards people because she really wants to be the best. I mean, she is the best, women. So, but man, it looked like I think if you get too real with Ronda Rousey, you better be careful because Ronda knows what to do in real life, and Charlotte better be careful with that. But overall,
yeah,
it was a great match. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And honestly, for me personally, this match got me so in tune that I forgot about the main event. Honestly, I forgot about Stone Cold and KO because these two women they went off the charts.
yes, they did. Yes, so my question to ask you now, we're about to go ahead and talk about the main event. But did you think that Kevin Owens and Stone Cold should have been main event, or should have been these ladies?
It should have been these two. These two gave me more of a performance and edge of your seat, because with this match, you really couldn't tell who was going to win that match. I went for Ronda Rousey, and at times it looked like she was going to do it, but then, when she gets put in the figure eight, I'm thinking, oh my God, Ronda
Yeah.
Rousey doesn't know what to do in a situation like that.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just stupendous, man. This one was a little more. This was a whole lot more predictable than the other one.
Actually, you know what? I thought maybe, ending the KO show, I did not expect a match. I really didn't. And I was like, yo, Stone Cold hasn't wrestled in so long, but he looked like he didn't miss a beat. And you got to thank Kevin Owens for that.
I get.
Um,
I thank Kevin Owens because to me it seemed like Stone Cold didn't have to take a lot of punishment because honestly, I don't think his body would have been able to take it.
no, I was scared
Seriously,
when he got
yeah,
slammed. I'm like, is he going to get up?
yeah. I was worried about that.
Am I going to hear Hector tell me this is why you don't bring him back?
And,
You
and,
know,
and see, and I wanted to touch on that. I really wanted to touch on that because one, you're right. That does prove because the way Stone Cold's face looked throughout the match, like he was just sucking it up as best as he could to get through this. But it's like Kevin Owens had to take the lead in this match because if not, then Stone Cold, as brittle as he is, would have gotten hurt even worse.
right.
So why not Kevin Owens take the brunt of the punishment? But
Hmm.
in this situation, just like the AJ Styles Undertaker, I believe this was Kevin Owens doing, saying, look, you ended on a bad note 19 years ago. I wanted to end it for you on a good note so you can officially get out of this once and for all. You see,
Hmm.
so I have a respect for wrestlers like that. But for people like Edge and Goldberg who continues to push the issue, Stone Cold to me wasn't pushing the issue. I think he was more, being told, look, I can do this for you. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take all the brunt of the punishment. I just want you to end on the note that you should have ended 19 years ago. You see, so I can respect that. It's not like Stone Cold
Hmm.
saying that I wanted the match. Because if I think it was left up to him, he would have never ever gotten into the ring. I think he was really pushed to do it but of course you have to give him what he wants. And I think Kevin Owens
Exactly.
gave it to him. I would have done the same thing. If my
Right.
idol wants to, if I felt like my idol got done wrong, hey, look, I'll let you beat the mess out of me, man. Let me just get a couple of licks in where I'm not going to hurt you, but I want you to end on the top, not at the bottom. And I got a little respect for that. So I believe Stone Cold is not ever going back in the ring, and he'll
Nah,
be.
I
And
don't think go back in the ring, but you see that look? I don't think anybody wants to get back in the ring with that guy.
but can you answer me a question? I lost count after 10. How many beers did he actually open? Because I lost count.
I lost count too. I
Golly.
think every time he had a little small break, he kept kind of like, give me another beer.
And
I get rejuvenated in here.
and he's a
Hold on.
Stone
Yeah.
Cold is the true meaning of drinking
Mm.
on the job. God Lord, have
Yeah.
mercy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me do something like that at my job, see what happens.
We-
But Steve
unemployment.
says, so happy KO got a Mania main event. Truly deserve it after Goldberg incident back in 2017.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
totally agree with you there. I kind of I do. You said that Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey should have been main event, but I think if you got to flip a coin on it, and the way it ended, it was best
Oh
for
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's best for Stone Cold. I mean,
yeah.
dude, you can't put him in a mid card match like that,
No, I get it. I understand
especially
it.
when so many people are anticipating. And then especially you take it back a couple of weeks ago when Kevin Owens fooled everybody,
Yeah.
and I was fooled too. I thought that Stone Cold was coming out on Monday Night Raw. I mean, the fans were waiting for it.
And I give a lot of credit to Kevin Owens because he was man enough to still tell him in his face how he
Hmm.
felt. He didn't back it up or take his words back. He actually stood his ground and
Hmm.
talked trash to Stone Cold, whether or not the result was going to be in his favor. But I give him 10 out of 10 for standing his ground and talking crap in front of his face like that. I know it didn't go well, but
No, it didn't. It didn't. It
and he
didn't.
got
Nah,
escorted. You got that pic? You got that picture when he got escorted out?
I did. I mean, if you watch the video cap right there, the video
You know
actually
how
had him getting escorted out by the two police officers. Actually, they were state troopers. So, but awesome, awesome. In hindsight, when Austin wrestles, that's main event level. Totally the right call in the end. I agree with you there, 100%, and I loved it. And that gave him, and like you said, Hector, at the end of the night, when the crowd is standing up and you hear his music playing, and he's just collecting beers, and then to end it the way one of the commentators once again, um, wasn't it when in 2020, right when we got locked down, same thing happened to him. I even forgot that dude's name. I forgot his name. The commentator from Monday Night Raw, the black guy.
Oh,
He got
Byron
stoned.
Saxon, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, him.
It happened to him again. This is like the
Yeah,
second time. Yeah,
yeah, 2 years ago, as a matter of
yeah,
fact. Yeah, so it was a replay. I don't know why he thinks he's gonna be best friends with
Stone Cold.
Steve Austin. I don't understand that. You would get the hint. Look, you're gonna get stunned. Unless he
Yeah,
loves getting stunned.
I guess so.
Then yeah, there you go. Steve is correcting me right there. Byron Saxon.
Yeah,
But it's all good. But the one match that never happened, and maybe because I'm checking the WWE website to see if they updated, they haven't yet. But is this match right here? It never happened, and that was the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Um, and then, like I said, a lot of people were complaining because if you spend over 37 total minutes on video packages of what's going to happen the next day, you had time to get these in there, or one of the hours from 6 to 8, which we're gonna have another kickoff from 6 to 8, just to see who's gonna match up. I mean, come on, man.
yeah,
You mean to tell me you couldn't have a match?
yeah,
I don't understand.
yeah. We all
You
know
know?
who's going to match up. We all seen the storylines. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I
move
mean,
on with
was it
this.
big? Were they afraid because there was a Final Four going on? You know what I mean? It's like it's okay. I know the big history of Duke versus North Carolina in NCAA basketball. We know that Villanova and Kansas,
Kansas.
that was a great match and stuff like that. But yo, put the match on. I thought it was going to be at least one match per hour, honestly.
Yeah, and like I said to you before, I think this was more deserving to Sheamus. I mean, he deserves it. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
you
done so
don't
much
do
for the
that to
business to
him.
keep him out of WrestleMania. Come on, man. And
Uh,
let him give Holland and Bush a little exposure time for
but
WrestleMania.
we didn't pick the match in our prediction though. So big ups to both of us for not picking this match. We both get a win.
Gotta win. Take it. We'll
Got to
take it.
win. I appreciate it. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. But hey, it's still to come. Uh, Here's a list that's gonna happen. Uh, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. I'm anticipating and see if the whole entire cast will show up going to get Sami Zayn. That will be pretty awesome right there. Um, what else? Then we have the Fatal Four Way for the Tag Team Championships. I picked Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Who you have?
I have Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Oh man, I'm gonna steal your money. All right, that's what's up. Then we have Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. I'm picking Austin Theory in this match.
Yeah, I got Austin Theory also.
Okay, now you want to ride my angle here. Okay, Edge versus AJ Styles. I got AJ Styles.
I got AJ Styles. Look at your notes, okay? Because I said this already.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
changing your picks. All right, I got Bobby Lashley on this one. This is the repeat of WrestleMania 3. He's going to slam Omos, and the ring is not going to break, even though I wanted to. But there's going to be too much construction going on for the next match. Well, Bobby Lashley wins.
I got the Colossal Giant taking down Bobby Lashley.
You got Omos? Are you serious?
Yes.
I got your money again.
Okay.
All right, triple threat match. I got the retaining champs. The Arcade
Shoosh.
Bros retain.
Shoosh. I got
Are you serious?
No, I got the tag team champions retaining.
Exactly. See how you be changing your mind?
No, you better look at your notes.
All right, main event, right quick. Ready? Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns. Oh, see? There you go.
I can see it.
I predict if he wins, he'll reach over 1,000 of days being the Universal Champion.
I believe so too.
I don't think anyone else is gonna go against him.
Not anytime soon.
No, especially that the Usos are still SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I just don't see anybody else. Like I don't see him losing that title now.
Especially with the Usos keeping their titles, I do not see him losing the title. You know, with the Usos keeping theirs, there's no way that's going to happen with the Bloodline. My only question is what's going to happen to the titles if they are unified tonight? Make one title, or they're going to keep two?
I think maybe a new title will come into play, but there's going to be a champion on Monday Night Raw. I don't think the champion is going to be on both brands. And then I think I heard somebody saying that there's a draft going on starting Monday, so I have no idea especially what's going to happen. Don't quote my word for it, but I thought that one of the commentators was saying something about a draft coming up on Monday, which is kind of weird for a draft, right. Especially that we're getting ready for WrestleMania Backlash afterwards. There's some unfinished business, and I can see a few matches that might repeat itself. But as far as that, I mean, from the rumors perspective, one of the titles will be vacated, and somebody's going to win. And I hope that if the situation happens, I hope it make it as a tournament, because it's been a while since we haven't had a tournament like WrestleMania 4 when Randy Savage won the actual tournament. Everybody wrestled that day more than once.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And that was awesome too, you know what I'm saying? Because, it was kind of weird to see in that tournament that they matched up Hogan and Andre, in the second round against each other. So they kind of canceled that match out to where it had to lead to a new champion. Because I think people kind of expected if one of those two won that match outright, the winner was going to win the title. And so I would like to see that. Honestly, I would like to see if it's unified by Roman, he get rid of the Universal title and hold the WWE title and swoosh that title over to Raw.
Whoosh the title.
and just prove to everybody that he didn't need the crown. He don't need two titles to show that he's the tribal chief. He just proved his point.
You got a point there. I like it.
So
I like
we'll
it.
See.
I like it. I'm looking for a Pacific picture that I ended up getting, and I'm not finding it now. Oh, there it is. I think I found it. There we go. There we go. I wanted to share this because I want to acknowledge a podcast that I keep hearing on Thursdays live, and every time I got that picture, it disappears on me. All right, I got it again. All right, let me see if it works. Ah, it done it. Done it again.
You done it again.
I done it again.
Mm.
Here we go. Here we go. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it definitely didn't work.
I see
All
that.
right, man. Well, I must be bad producing right here, bad producing. But anyways, I am excited for tonight. I hope that everything goes well. I really do. Here we go. You ready? It is the most valuable Mark Wrestling podcast. I guess I won this one. It's called the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. I am the most valuable Mark. Um, I got that award last Thursday, and I want to say thank you to the OTM Wrestling Podcast. So if you're hearing us, thank you very much for the award. Great show. Please watch them on Facebook. They are live on Twitter, but the comments have to be on Facebook until they act Twitter fix itself. Maybe they could get some comments and stuff. But uh, like I said, big shout out to them. And also, I'm not going to forget our other guests. Hopefully, we get them soon on our show. And it is SCW, the Wrestling Channel. Steve, thank you for your support. Hector, this is a fabulous WrestleMania. I
Yes.
can't wait. But we're going to have all that recap, all that stuff going on for Tuesday. So we're not going to have an aftermath on this one because I just got to finish. It's going to finish at midnight. If it finishes around 11, I'll probably do it. But we got to wait and see on the main event. But as far as everything else, I know my family and I, we're going to get ready to see this WrestleMania. The kickoff show starts in 15 minutes. But it's going to be awesome. I know it is. And I'm just anticipating the main event because that's my top WrestleMania match. What are you looking forward to?
Hey, I'm looking forward to. I'm really the main event. I think honestly, that's what I think is going to really boil down to. I mean, it's going to be a great matchup all around tonight. I hope if night one overtakes night two, then we got a problem because night two is stacked with bigger superstars, I believe, in my opinion, than what night one did. So if night two does not override it, we got a problem. But I'm looking for title, man.
Well, they're going to have to step it up because next year's WrestleMania is a 2-night event as well, and it's going to be in Los Angeles, California. It's going to be in Hollywood. That's right, in SoFi Stadium with the home of the Los Angeles Rams and
the Super Bowl champions.
The Super Bowl champions, right, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So we'll see from there. But, yeah.
Why don't we book our ticket now to go to California, and we could do our podcast early?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I actually signed up for pre-sale tickets. So if you haven't done that yet, you got to go to the WWE website for that.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how much it costs. Look, the Super Bowl costs at the cheapest, what, $3,000?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I could do a lot of yard sales between now and then.
Shoot. WrestleMania's in your backyard. You're not even there.
No, sir. I'm not dealing with the lines in the concession stands, the restrooms. No, sir. Not dealing with none of that. I got my bed right there, my TV right there. I'm good.
Okay, that's the best place to be right now, huh?
Because when the main event comes on, I could be in that bed. When it's over, click. Good night.
Click. Night. All right. Well, hey, thank you once again. Hey, enjoy WrestleMania. And hey, we'll be on call to see if we will do one tonight or we'll just go back Tuesday. But guaranteed, hey, don't forget our upcoming segment is the Divas Championships. We got that list going on. We'll do the introduction to it and then recap of everything that's happened on WrestleMania this upcoming Tuesday. So on behalf of the CMG Sports Podcast Network, I'm over Nice with Hector V. Enjoy the show. Take care, everyone.